So a few months ago, my wife did the Australian citizenship test because we can become citizens now and she needs to pass it. Otherwise, I'll end up being a citizen and she won't.
Might be the case.
Resident return visas are very expensive for Australia. But in order to get her more prepared to be a little bit more Australian, today we're going to do the Ultimate Australian Quiz brought to you by the Aussie English channel. Yeah, that's the one. They make some good content about learning English if you want to be Australian. Let's just see how we do on the quiz. I'll be doing it too. We're going to write our answers down and we're just going to see who gets the most.
I'm going to end up copying you though.
No, because I'm going to hide it. She always cheats.
So, you reckon you know a bit about Australia? Let's put it to the test. Today I have 20 little questions for you in this Ultimate Aussie Quiz. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to show you these questions on screen. Each one's going to have 4 options.
A, B, C,
and you're
D.
going to have a few seconds each question to work out which option is
1 out
the
of 4.
correct
Come on,
answer. If
Sam.
you need time, just hit pause. Let's do it. Number 1. In which state or territory is Uluru found? In which state or territory is Uluru found? This is also known as Ayers Rock, but the indigenous name is Uluru. A. Victoria. B. The Northern Territory.
A bit faster, mate.
C. Western Australia.
Changing it?
Or D.
No.
Queensland.
What did you put?
The answer is B. The Northern Territory.
When he
It's a
said
bloody
Ayers
long way
Rock,
away.
then
Tell
I
you
knew
what,
it,
takes
but I
about
didn't
2
know the
days to
proper
drive there
name.
from Melbourne. Number 2. What is the capital city of Tasmania? A. Launceston. B. Hobart. C. Melbourne. Or D. Sydney. The answer is B.
Woohoo! I'm doing
Hobart.
well.
2 all.
Launceston is a large city in Tasmania. Melbourne is the capital of Victoria, and Sydney is the capital of New South Wales. Question 3.
Oh.
Approximately how many Indigenous languages were originally found in Australia? So approximately, not the exact number, approximately how many Indigenous languages were there in Australia
copy.
before
I've already written it
colonisation?
down.
A. 10.
Are you copying me?
B. 50.
We're going
C,
to both end up with the same bloody
100.
score at this rate.
Or D. 250. The
I
answer
know
is
there's a lot.
Yeah, that's
D.
just what I would
250. There were around
I've seen that map as well before, so.
250 different languages in Australia and many, many more dialects of those
Come off
languages
pretty
in
well,
Australia
doesn't
at the time. Probably around
well,
6
you know,
to
just cheap bit of
800
paper, isn't it?
different dialects. Question 4. Actor Paul Hogan launched to worldwide fame in which classic Australian film? A. Muriel's Wedding.
Have you even heard of all this?
B.
The
Crocodile
names?
Dundee.
I've heard of 2 of them.
C.
I've heard of D.
The Castle. Or D. Rams.
Go on in.
The answer is B. Crocodile Dundee.
If only this was
5.
the citizenship
In
test.
which year was Australia colonised
Oh,
by the British?
God. We've done this one before,
A.
but wrong.
1688. B. 1770. C.
I think it's that.
1788. Or
This
D.
one actually is more citizenship
1818.
testy.
And the answer
I haven't done it.
is
Make one.
C.
Ah! Well, I got it wrong anyway.
1788 is when the first fleet
I would-
arrived in
I wouldn't
Australia
have even
and
known.
it was colonised.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In 1770, this is when Captain Cook discovered Australia
Oh, well, I knew
and
the same.
mapped the east
At least I got
coast.
one of the dates
Question
right.
6. What's Australia's biggest export? A. Wool.
Mate,
B. Beef. C.
what even is
Gold.
the score?
Or D. Iron ore. The answer is D.
Ah,
It's
What
iron
did you
ore.
put? Oh, you put the
Australia
same though.
exports
Mate.
nearly 1 billion tonnes of iron ore every
Iron
single
ore.
year, and it earns about.
well, if it's going to go by
150
tons, then obviously it's going to be the
billion
heavy
What's an
thing, isn't
ore?
it?
from
What's
that
ore
export.
mean?
It's like what they make iron from.
Crazy numbers. 7. Which of the following colours isn't in the Australian Aboriginal flag? So which of these colours is not a part of the flag? A. Green. B. Red. C.
It's a
Yellow.
tie at the moment.
And D.
I have no idea what
Black.
the score is. It's going to have to
And
pop
I
up
know
on the
loads of you are
screen.
going to be like, black isn't a colour, it's a shade. You know what I mean. So which one? A.
Woohoo!
Green. Who of the
Still a
following
tie.
was the most famous Australian bushranger?
God.
A. Ned Kelly.
I've heard of him.
B.
but
Kevin Rudd.
Do you know what a bush ranger is?
No.
C.
Someone
I don't
that
really
goes
know
around
that.
in the bushes.
Or D. Ben Hall. The answer is A.
Yes!
Ned Kelly.
Oh,
He was the one who made the armour and had the
I
shooting
Although
knew,
this
I
is
knew
like
him from history, but I
shallow.
didn't know where.
was a
Like,
prime minister, and he's
We went
still
and
alive
saw his
today.
big,
He was a prime minister
Yeah.
about a
The
decade
big one.
ago. Captain Moonlight and Ben Hall were also bushrangers, but nowhere near as famous
Is it
as
like a
Ned
ranger who
Kelly.
gets the
Question
dogs?
Nah,
9.
naughty people.
The largest Australian native land mammal is A. The red kangaroo. B. The kangaroo rat.
rat.
C. The koala. D. Buffalo. The answer is A.
You don't get any
The
buffaloes
red
around here.
kangaroo. The kangaroo rat is definitely nowhere near as big as a red kangaroo. A koala is about the size of a small dog, a medium-sized dog. And a buffalo, although bigger than a kangaroo,
Yeah.
is not a
It's
native
not
land mammal to
native.
Australia. Question 10. The Sydney Opera House is
this is-
found in which state? A. Western Australia. B. Victoria. C. South Australia.
Oh, 'cause
Or
we've
D.
been there.
Yeah, we have been there.
New
yeah.
From
South
Sydney,
Wales.
so it's in New South Wales,
The
surely.
answer
Well done.
is
Well, if you're looking to move to Australia, or you've just started thinking about moving to Australia and you don't know where to start, then the first step is to find out if you even qualify for a visa. Contrary to what most people believe, Australia isn't just one of those countries that lets anyone live here. And when we made the move more than 3.5 years ago, it was one of the hardest things we've ever done. To help you out and to plan exactly what you need to do next, speak to our friends True Blue Migration Services. And when you mention us, let them do the hard work for you in overcoming the ever-changing Australian visa system. And you get to use their free visa assessment so they can tell you exactly what you need to do to live your best life down under. They are the only MARA registered visa agency that we trust. And if you don't believe us, you can bore yourself by looking at the hundreds of positive Google reviews, but I wouldn't really recommend it unless you need help falling asleep. If we didn't use a visa agent, we'd still be stuck navigating the minefield of all the different forms and processes, and I probably would have never made the move over here and ended up being one of those people that applied for a visa to Australia and had it rejected. So speak to them today and you could be one step closer to living your best life.
D. New South
I'm
Wales.
still beating you by
The
one.
name should have given it away. The Sydney
Only one,
Opera
though.
House. Question 11. Which of the following snakes is the most deadly to be found in Australia and the world? A. The taipan. B. Carpet python.
It's A or C.
C. The red belly black snake.
I'm going A.
Or D. The
All
copperhead.
the knowledge you've got from Australian
The
Zoo.
answer is
Because you told me at the zoo
the
the other day.
taipan. If you
Inland
wanted to get more
taipan's the worst one.
specific, the inland taipan.
There we go.
That
So
looks
this is
like
not
a
only the
carpet
most
snake.
deadly snake in Australia, but it's the most deadly snake in the world.
Wow.
Question 12. What colours is the corroboree frog? So this is a tiny little frog that's very endangered and it's found on the Great Dividing Range near Mount Kosciuszko, I believe. So what colours is this frog? A, yellow and blue.
You're doing well.
I'm doing really
not
well,
winning.
aren't I?
Black
Are you
and
annoyed?
yellow.
Yeah. I
C,
thought you'd do a lot worse than that.
blue and white.
I do take some things
D.
in, you know.
Yeah, I know. I think this video is
The
mostly
answer
going to be
is
just about our facial
B.
expressions.
Wildlife.
Black and yellow. These guys are very cute. They used to be in huge numbers. In fact, I think they were the largest biomass of any species in that ecosystem. But now there are only about 50 individuals left in the wild. Question 13. Prime Minister Scott Morrison's nickname is A. Moscow.
I've met him.
B. ScoMo. C.
You sure?
Scotto. Or D.
I
Maury.
think so.
The answer is B.
There's a lot of bees,
ScoMo.
isn't there?
Yeah.
Question 14. How long have Indigenous people lived in Australia? A. A. Less than 10,000 years.
Come on, quick. He's going to have
B,
come with his answer soon.
Between 10 and 20,000 years.
It's on the screen, babe.
I don't know.
C.
I've got
Between
no
20
idea.
and 30,000 years. Or D. Between 40 and
Well, we've got
60,000
different ones
years.
now.
The answer is D.
Ah, that's a
Indigenous
shame,
people
babe.
occupied Australia for between
I had no idea.
40,000 to 60,000 years, and they are the oldest continuous culture in the world. Question 15. How many ships were in the first fleet? So this was the group that came out to colonize Australia
on
in
there?
1788.
There's only
How
5.
many ships did the first fleet comprise? A. 1. B. 7.
Who's me?
You could get one back here.
C. 11. Or D. 13. The answer is
Ah,
there
no,
were
no.
11 ships in the first.
I thought they went with like a
Question
baker's dozen.
16. The Australian slang term for a sausage
I know this
is A. A sausage.
Snake.
Sozo.
B. A snag.
Snake.
C.
Don't tell me.
biffo.
A biffo.
A bit.
Or D. A
I
sanger.
mean,
Sanger.
you could have a
That's
sang.
clear.
The answer is B.
Could you?
A snag.
Snake.
And remember, that great Australian
But
meal,
it's also called a
piece of
sausage
bread,
sizzle.
a sausage or a snag, and some tomato sauce.
Is a
You can
snag
eat these
just-
at Bunnings on the weekends.
just the sausage?
Question
Yeah.
17. What was the first Indigenous word to enter Australian English? So which word from any
No
Indigenous
idea.
language was the first one to enter Australian English? A. Boomerang.
I have
B.
no idea.
I have no
Kangaroo.
idea either.
C. Dingo.
I was
Or
going to go
D.
with that, but I just
Koala.
thought the first one.
The answer is B.
Yeah.
Kangaroo. And funnily enough, this happened
Running away with
before
this.
Australia was colonised. So this happened in, I think, the year 1770 with Captain Cook going along the east coast of Australia. He interacted with the local Indigenous people, I think around Sydney, and asked, what the hell is that hopping creature? And they said, it's a kangaroo. It's a kangaroo, mate. Question 18. How many states does Australia have?
Nah.
How many states does Australia have? A. 4. B.
I
6.
can't do it off. Can you stop it a minute?
C.
I've got to work it out on
8.
my head.
No, you got to do it in the timing.
No, because I can't. Four.
Or
No.
D. 10. The answer is
6.
B.
Shit.
There are 6 states in Australia.
2 territories.
The Northern Territory, as well as the Australian Capital Territories, aren't states,
This
they
is,
are
I need to
territories.
know. This is why
Question
I didn't
19.
work it out.
What is the approximate area of the
I
Australian
needed to
continent?
write it down.
A. 1.5 million square kilometres. B. 2.4
no idea.
million square
What's that
kilometres.
face for? You look like you're having a poo.
I wouldn't even
C.
know what the area of the UK is, though, to be
5.6
fair.
million square kilometres. Or D.
No, I'm the same.
7
I think it's either C or
million
D.
square kilometres. The answer is
C or D?
D.
Oh.
The Australian continent, including
snuck one back.
Tasmania, is about 7.692 million square
huge.
kilometres. Question 20. Good job, guys. You've made it all the way to
Last
the
one,
end.
babe.
Thanks.
You're not going to
In
win,
which
but you could get
Australian
one
state
over
or
me.
territory is the Great Barrier Reef found? A. Queensland.
Think about it. Don't get it wrong.
B. The Northern Territory. C. New South Wales. Or D. Tasmania. The answer is
A.
A. Queensland. The Great Barrier Reef stretches along almost the entire coast
Well done,
of
babe.
Queensland, and it is approximately 2,000 kilometres in length. All right, great job, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget, you can listen.
How many do you reckon I got right?
I have no idea. I think we got,
We should have done a tally.
well, You didn't get as
What
many
didn't
right
you
as me.
think of that?
You didn't get as many right as me, so you
Well,
did
I wasn't
lose.
far off you though.
But I think if it, what was the rules about?
I'll be able to work it out. Go
What was the pass rate for the?
75.
Did we get 75%?
Because I got 70 on the thing.
Yeah, so
and it was
75%. So what's that? Although obviously on that one there aren't any values questions. Although I'll let you decide which were the ones that we should have definitely got right. And I bet there'll be some people in the comments that will say, "Oh, how'd you get that one bloody wrong?" I reckon some of those were actually genuine citizenship test questions that I
Yeah.
probably got wrong a bit.
Yeah.
Oh well, what did you
That's
score?
fun.
What did you score? Let us know. And if you've got any more videos or quizzes that we can do to try and practice for our Australian citizenship test, or just to become more Australian, let us know, and we'll see if Mamph can actually beat me. See you next time.
Bye.